Okay. Yeah. Hi, we're Lucy and Charlotte.
And welcome to Décor, Scène. And today we're welcoming Suze.
Hello.
Hey! So, first of all, can you present yourself and tell us what your course entails?
Yeah. Hi, my name is Susie. I am a second year on the course Production Arts for Screen, which is art direction and visual effects. And yeah, that's what I do at uni. Yeah.
Okay, so how did you come about doing this course?
So I originally applied for graphic design at Camberwell.
Okay.
Got an interview, was fabulous. And then at the end of the interview, they went, why do you want to do graphic design? And I froze. I had no idea what to say. Because, you know, like, I'd done like photography for like 2 years for my A-level. I'd done like bits here and there and art. And I just thought, meh, graphic design. Anyway, in the interview, they said they'd get back to me in 30 days. Same night, I got an email saying I didn't get in. But it was okay. At the end of the email, they said, but this course has seen your portfolio in their like log of things or something. And they were like, we'd love you to join this course, and no interview necessary, just straight on.
What a calling.
Yeah, so I researched it, and it's to do with creating the vibe and atmosphere of movies and TV, like series. The art direction of like where films and things will go and like what vibe it gives off. That's like what the course was about, and like talked about film. And I always loved the idea of film, but I was never sure like, oh, how would I get in there? Because I didn't want to be an actress. I didn't want to be like on screen as such. Apart from today, you know, it was a completely different direction from like where I thought my life was going to go. I originally was going to apply for politics.
Whoa.
Wow. Yeah. But you know, life chucks things.
Yeah.
You got to take them in your stride, and I ended up here, and then like I fell in love with it. I don't necessarily want to become a production designer, which they controlled the costumes, the makeup, the hair, and the set. They like sort of controlled the whole art direction aspect, which I love, and I think it's a crucial point in film and TV. But I want to be that producer. I want to be that director. I like being involved in all of it. I just really enjoy visual storytelling. I listen to a piece of music and I feel something. You know, you'll see a color, you feel something. I mean, that's more like psychology. But do you know what I mean? Like the understanding of all of these things, which we also go through in uni, like with our creative research and like understanding like fundamental things. It's very interesting to me. And like, you know, I want to make a good production. I don't want it just to be like, not just good, I want it to be like excellent, you know, in all aspects.
What have you discovered to be the most challenging aspects of your practice?
It's going to be dealing and working with people who work differently to you. And I think, you know, especially in this industry, it's very vital to be open to be collaborative because, you know, some of these things are big projects and there's so many aspects, and you can say, oh, I want to do all of this, I want to do all of this. But it can become so overwhelming. So learning to work with people is vital, which I think I can manage and I do quite well, if I do say so myself.
Well, it works here.
Yeah. But to be a good producer, you need to be good with people. Because fundamentally, if you are managing everybody with timings, with deadlines, with the direction and the art style, like you need to be able to convey your ideas correctly and like concisely, because otherwise everyone will be on different pages and it will be like, well, we've now got 6 different productions going on, but there's meant to be one vision. And I think establishing a clear vision when starting projects and ensuring everybody who is on the project wants to be there. There's no point and no hope having someone who doesn't want to be there, because you won't get the good work, you won't get any work maybe. They just simply won't turn up. You know, sometimes time management's a hard lesson to learn, but if you want to be serious in this industry, like you have to be able to read a watch, you know?
Even for here.
Yeah, 100%. Because people will get pissed off with you and they won't want to work with you. And like the people in our uni right now, they're going to be people in the industry.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, you know, you're constantly networking, like wherever you go, you know? LinkedIn.
Yeah, exactly, that LinkedIn. I was about to say, like, look at you. Okay, amazing. And so we've already been kind of talking about the professional realm.
Yeah.
So about that, have you already had the professional experience, or plural professional experiences? And if you did, how did it go?
Yeah, I've worked on a few professional productions, which has been really cool, insightful. You learn a lot on set. Yes, like with the equipment and like, you know, techniques and like certain words, which otherwise you would have no idea.
Yeah.
I also learned a lot of what I would not want to be like or do on set. And I think, you know, it's vital and fundamental to be working when you're new in the industry, working on these sets and getting involved. Don't wait for someone to tell you to do something. If you know, oh, this shit needs to be done, like, take the initiative, like, go and do it. And I'm working on a bigger short film, which is coming up. We're shooting.
Stay tuned, guys, because you might see some of it.
We might do an interview. My friend Mehdi, who I met on a music video shoot. So again, about this, you're constantly connecting. Even if it's a smaller project, if people can see you're capable and you know you've got initiative, a drive, and like you want to be there, you're going to be picked up again. I think that's pretty vital. I mean, I first started working on shoots set, doing BTS photography, because obviously I've got a background in photography, like, you know, it comes quite easily. And then through that, you know, you're stepping into the realms of like DOP, and like you can have an opinion on the lighting and like on like the camera and like what on the shot looks like. Talking to people is like so good, and like I think if you want to do good things, you've got to put yourself out there.
Yeah.
You know, be that person. Don't just be on the sidelines. You know, unless that's your job. If you're a runner, like be a good runner. Do you know what I mean? But yeah,
amazing.
Okay, so with all that experience, what do you think is the most relevant and important skill when working in production?
I think it's two things. One, listening to everything, because, you know, conversations, meetings, the way you talk to people as well, like communication is so important. You don't want to be rude to people. You don't want to miss something and they've said something super important. You know, tiny things. And if you have a question, speaking up and asking, because that means for next time you're going to know.
Yeah.
You know, things take time. Don't just expect it, like a set to happen. Like, you know, even this set here, we took like at least maybe an hour, maybe two setting up and making sure everything's right. You know. The second thing I say is trusting your intuition and like going with your creative gut, you know. I think a lot of people have imposter syndrome, or they doubt themselves, or like they don't say what they think they're actually saying, they just agree like they're a yes man. It's not a way I would go about it, it's not something I would do, because it's not true to you. And if you want to make a production that you're going to like, stands the test of time, go with what you like at the time, because that's, as long as you know if you're happy right now, that's all you can ask for, right?
Yeah. Talking about creative gut, how much artistic freedom do you say you have when it comes to production?
Well, it depends what role you've got. Okay, I want to be like a producer, maybe director, that's where I want to go, because like, I like having most things. It's complex, because when you're starting off a production, there needs to be an idea, and off these ideas, more ideas come when you collaborate with people. And to get the ball running and like checking in with people, I can do that. Some people can't. Some people, they like to be in the practice. They can understand what you're saying and translate it onto paper. Got a great friend, Ray, brilliant at doing that. I worked with her in like the collaborative unit, gorgeous. So I think, you know, if you are a producer, director, you do have a lot of artistic freedom, but that can also be, you know, keyed off, because you're going to need outward sources to produce your artistic vision. And I think you've got to be okay and open to adapt your ideas, because someone else's idea or concept can increase and make your idea better, you know.
Kind of silly question, but what's the difference? Because you keep on saying producer / director.
Yeah.
Is there always a big difference in both, or is it kind of a fluent term?
I mean, producer is more the money side as well as the logistical side.
Yeah.
Where you're getting your equipment from, what's the budget like, who's the team, when are we meeting, what are the notes, what do we need, when do we need it, and sort of also just ensuring like we have a cohesive team, like, you know, you're whipping everyone up and you're like producing shit, do you know what I mean? Like it's like a bam producer, but the director, it's like, why, how, what are you doing? Really, like, so I could set this up.
Yeah.
then a director would be like, no, I want you to sit like this. I want you to sit like this. I want
yeah.
And the way the director will go about it will change the complete vibe of it.
Yeah, completely.
And then the director's vision will influence the audio, because I think music plays a massive role on things. Yeah. The lighting, they'll work with the DOP to get the best lighting of the vibe of the director's vision, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
The producer could help, and there'll be ADs who help rehearse with the characters and making the actors and actresses. But, you know, it's sort of like this cohesive unit. It's constantly running. You could have less people on set, and sometimes you get massive sets. It's like really overwhelming. And like I've been on some, and it's just chaos. Yeah. And then, you know, then you'll get like an angry, I don't know, like DOP or something, and it's just like ruins the vibe again, this communication thing.
Yeah.
Like, if someone needs a break and they're a key part, you better let them have a break, because otherwise like the whole set's gonna feel it.
Yeah.
And like the whole crew's gonna feel it. And like when there's time pressure, again, this is AD's role. So when you're filming on set, there's an AD who will be like, 5 minutes for this shot. You've got to get it done. And then they'll be not fighting, but they'll be like kind of, the director will want to do another scene, and they'll be like, no, you can't have another take.
Yeah, we're adding questions, but
no, go for
it's so interesting. So it's quite different than production directing. And do you prefer one or the other, or not yet?
I haven't done massive amount of directing as such. I've helped direct a music video. I think I want to get into more directing. I'm writing a short film over summer, hopefully, and I'll be directing it and like producing it, or like with the help of like a team when we come back after like summer. I am quite good with talking to people and getting the best out of like what we need. I'm able to connect with people. Like,
thank God you didn't go in graphic design.
I know.
Well, that would have been like, they were very good at redirecting you, because oh my God.
100%. And it's almost weird, because I'd never sort of thought this is where, I mean, like, hey, life changes, and I'm so happy for it, and that's why like I'm very like open, and sometimes you can't fight what's clearly not meant for you, and it's okay to let things go if it's not going to work for you, you know? And like knowing what your skill set is.
Yeah.
You know, do I prefer producing or directing? Let's see what the directing is like, but producing I know I can do.
Yeah.
And like people are receptive of me and my work, and like how I like, you know, portray myself. You know, you have some people who are awful producers. The time management shit, they don't care, they're uppity. Again, working on some sets, there'll be this invisible hierarchy. You'll see it in the credits. But I think it's an important, when you are in these roles, not to belittle the ones that are below you, because, you know, without their help, you know, things are slower. It kills the time, like, to create a flowing production. Like, you know, if you're going to film something, make sure you feed the people, feed the crew, feed the cast, because hungry people are not happy people. Yeah. Treat people how you'd want to be treated. I think that's like really important, to be honest.
Is there some specific field or a way you like to work in particular?
Yeah, I like to work face to face. I find online meetings, I can do them if it's a logistical issue, but I way prefer the personal connection with it. Yeah. I think when you're working on films as well, you are producing, you're giving something life, you know, the script. These are two characters who now exist. And I think the way I like to work is like really going into depth with these things. I don't want surface level characters. I want them to be so believable. They could be real. I think that's the whole point. Like for me, I want to make things that are like authentic and like completely readable. And you know, you'll see some things which are, you know, money grab movies. There's no depth to it. It's just trying to pull money, right? I mean, A24 is really cool right now, and I think, you know, they're taking on like sort of independent like directors and like you know, smaller, you know, just fun project, passion projects. They're not going for these big like Marvel explosion, blah blah blah. I don't care. Do you know what I mean? Like that's been done. If I want some explosions, yeah, that'd be cool. But there's overkill, and then there's like a passion project. You know what I mean? Yeah. Do you need 24 Marvel films? Probably not. It's, for me, I'd rather do 24 different things who have different vibes and different emotions and feels.
Okay, next question. It's a bit more of a specific one, but so lighting, you already mentioned it, DOP? Yeah.
Director of photography, yeah.
So you mentioned it quite a lot, and for example, it's a very big part of interior design, creating the interior, all of that. And I was wondering on set, how much, for example, are you already taught on it? How much are you interested, or do you know about it? How much does it play in making a set, you know?
Well, lighting is an incredibly important thing to think about when you're producing not just short films, anything really. If we turn all the lights out now, you wouldn't see anything. You know, even with these low lights here, it creates sort of atmosphere. Unless you're doing black and white as well, but still there's the contrast in the black and white, you know. How exposed do you want it? What are the levels of the white and black do you want? Because it tells a story, because, you know, most people have eyes.
So UAL.
If something's not working in the visual, we'll know. We'll see it. Do you know what I mean? It's plain as day. So, you know, lighting can also affect the mood of it. Right, you know, there's the psychology. When you see red, you see anger, or you see love. But it's like, you know, you can tell a story just through, like, pictures, right? If you think about lighting, think about photography, and it's sort of the same basis of, hey, how would I light this?
Yeah.
What do I want the background to look like? What do I want the foreground to look like?
Yeah.
And you've got to think about it, because let's say we're filming, and then my actress goes over there, oh, I can't see her. And it's like, you've got to be methodical, you've got to be practical, but it's also got to give the vibe you want, and that completely changes with the different hues, with the different colours. Do you want it warmer? Do you want it colder? Like, what do you want, you know? And like you say with like set design, like, yeah, it's a vital part of it.
It's the spatial narrative,
Do you know, 100%. So I also do like 3D modelling on my course, and like we'll create like 3D worlds, 3D like, I think we did one of our last projects was you got a random country.
Digital, right?
Yeah, digital. So it's on Blender, it's like a free software. And you like, you just create it, right? So that's sort of like the visual effects side of the course. For this one unit, we got a random country, a random time period, and a random shop. So I got India, Bangalore, 1917, and I got a bike shop. So then you had to research, like, bike shop.
That's a really fun way to
go
about it. Yeah.
Someone got Amsterdam, coffee shop, 1980s, and I thought, fuck you. I did that one. You had to choose day or night, because even things like this, it really affects like what story you're going to tell, like, and what lanterns are you going to use? Like, what's the moon going to be saying? What's the sun going to be saying? Where you are in a different, you know, country, where they have a different sun, or like, you know, you've got to think about small things like that, and it's, I mean, it is vital. It's, you know, that's part of the course, and we get taught like some of the light, because you have to put lights in a 3D model, right? So you're taught some of it, but I think a lot of it, if you want to do anything like with this, you got to go and do it. You got to get the experience for it, and I think, you know, they can talk to you all you want, but I think.
Okay, and last question: how do you think AI is influencing the industry, or will influence it?
I mean, this is a topic of debate. You know, AI can do wonderful things, especially like with 3D modeling. You know, assets, I guess, can be made quicker, time efficiency. But if you're wanting a unique, individual sort of result and like end product, AI is just right now. I mean, God knows where we'll be in even 5 years with the rate it's going. But I think we have our own minds, we're all unique. AI is based and informed of things, you know, things that have been previously done, which obviously, I mean, everything's informed. Everything is adaptive. But I think, because we're not allowed to use AI on our course. Like,
are you not?
No, not at all.
We're allowed, and...
Really?
Yeah, okay, because basically, I do interior design, in case. But I hope they would know. But so we also have, on some level, renders, 3D renders as well. We don't use Blender as much as you do.
Yeah.
And we do obviously quite differently, but because now obviously there's a huge need of showing, instead of showing people a plan, showing them the 3D render of their house, generally, or hotels and whatever. That takes time a lot, but you know Viscom?
I haven't heard of that, actually.
That, for example, is a free software that you just send a sketch, say a description of what you want, and generally people use ChatGPT to write the prompt, and then Viscom creates the image.
And you're allowed to use that?
Yeah.
Stop.
I saw it, but I mean, you obviously have to source it, you have to give the original sketch the prompt, and then have to put it in index and bibliography. But you have to, like, but you can.
That's really cool. We are definitely not allowed to do that.
Really?
No. You can get into real trouble with doing
Even
that
if
as
you
well.
quote it or...
Yeah, I think because our course, there is definitely a 3D modeling element. If you're going to produce something, you should be making it.
Yeah.
You know, and it's, there was this example of this company, you know, AI just sort of came out and, you know, people were using AI and passing them off because it's much quicker, you've got a lot of ideas. But the company directors turned around and were like, this is shit. It's vague, you know, you don't get a lot of detail in it.
No, of course not.
And there's duplicates, which looks really shit. And I think it's, you know, not just a style preference, unless you want that, like...
No, it's horrible, let's be honest, yeah.
So, I mean, some of the, like, the music videos or, like, the political videos coming out are AI generated. They look awful.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Scary and awful.
It's not real art, do you know what I mean? It's genuinely just copied.
No, it is.
So I think whether AI can or will ever replace like artists and like our jobs,
No.
I don't think so, unless they start creating like robots and start like giving them a mind of their own. But that's a whole other argument. But what do I know? Yeah, touch wood for real.
Yeah, otherwise we're
Wanna
all
keep
out of a
my
job, guys.
But yeah.
Amazing. Thank you so much, Suze.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. That was really interesting.
It was. So if anyone wants a really good producer,
Stop it.
I mean, no, we're keeping you for Décor, Scène.
I'm busy.
Yeah, busy gal.
Let me know, guys. Let me know.
Okay, but thank you so much. It was great having
Thank
you.
you so much. Yay.